Ladies and gentlemen, the show we've all been waiting for, Paranormal Buzz Radio is proud to present REP Paranormal and Friends with your hosts, Kim Purvis and Allison Robinson. Live every Thursday night on Spreaker, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central, 5 Pacific. Be sure to check out their Facebook page, REP Paranormal Busters.
The views and opinions expressed in this podcast by the host or the guest do not necessarily reflect the views of Paranormal Buzz Radio or its sponsors. Use of any material produced by Paranormal Buzz Radio without express written consent is strictly prohibited. For information on everything Paranormal Buzz Radio has to offer, visit our website, paranormalbuzzradio.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Listener discretion is advised.
It doesn't want to. There it goes. Hey everyone, welcome to another night of REP Paranormal and Friends. We've got several guests tonight. We recently did an investigation with them at the Cedar Falls Women's Club, so we're going to be kind of talking about everyone's experiences. One of them kind of got their cherry popped here, and so now they're kind of addicted to it. Didn't think I'd say that on here, did ya?
Been a long time since I could say that.
All right, so anything goes after I've had some wine, okay? All right, so we have
old tomorrow on our show.
We have April, we have Leslie, we have Erin, and we have Cynthia tonight. So welcome, ladies.
Hello.
Hello, thanks for having us.
Absolutely. We had to have you guys on. It was such an awesome night, and I want everyone to kind of give their perspective of what happened. But April, why don't you kind of start us off so that way, because people probably don't know what the Women's Club is. So if you want to give a little bit of history.
Oh, sure. So the house itself was built in 1868. There were two businessmen that went in on it. So it was essentially a duplex. We had one family living upstairs and one down. Interestingly enough, those two businessmen married sisters from New York. And ultimately, both of their first wives died as complications related to childbirth. Going down a few more owners, they eventually sold to the Cedar Falls Women's Club. I believe that was in 1922, somewhere in there. And then in the 20s, that's when the auditorium was built, and it's been going ever since as the Cedar Falls Women's Club. So I was initially approached by one of the club members, Jane, who said, "Oh, you and your paranormal group should come out and check it because it's really old. There may be something there." And initially I thought, well, that's not normally how everything works. Usually there's a lot of experiences or anything like that. But sure, it was the start of the pandemic, so we didn't really have anything else going on. And so I went with Steve and Billy, who head up the Believers United Society group. And sure enough, we had activity. So we had a brand new location to check out and figure out what was going on.
Awesome. So this place has only been investigated, what, like 3 times?
No.
2? 3?
We've been there 3 times. And Steve's group went there once, and then
Oh, that's right.
then Steve had a group come in just before we did it.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So probably 5 times, maybe the most.
At the most, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, this place is pretty awesome. And then we have we have Cynthia that we brought with us. We had gone originally with you guys, about a month before? With you and Erin and Leslie. You guys were all there. It was about a month before. And it was Erin's first time.
Where I popped my cherry.
Where she popped that cherry.
We've got a new believer.
That's right.
I'm so honored I was there for that. Oh.
But
yeah, that first night, I went into it very open-minded. April is my sister-in-law, and so she talked about it at Christmas, and frankly, yes, with the pandemic, just something to go do was kind of appealing to me. So I went, and that first night, some of the things that happened to me and that I experienced physically myself were very unexpected and very unexplainable. The things I saw Kim do, I can't explain those things. And so, yes, so I was very excited then when Kim asked us to go back. For me, it was my second time then, which again blew my mind. So,
damn, Kim, what did you do? You blew her mind.
I know. We're talking about popping cherries and Kim blowing her mind. Did we go down this road the last time? We love them semen.
The last time we were all together, yeah.
I tried some new experiments and they were working. The wrong hole, remember?
This went south really fast.
They don't know what we're talking about.
Well, some of them were on our live feeds at that time.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Okay, so, but what we did this last time is some of us brought photos of people that have been in the war, the military, things like that. And then Kim brought some uniforms and some, things they might have eaten back then or that they would have had to drink back then. Like she brought Coca-Cola and set them on the table with like cards. And did you put dominoes on there too?
Yeah, put dominoes there on the table
and she set her SB11 there with the REM pod on. And we actually got quite a bit of little blurps and stuff from that. Even when we moved the table because we thought maybe the radiator or something was... That was pretty interesting, but...
Because they used to hold USO dances there, so that's why we brought the uniforms and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Excuse me.
Yeah, it was a really, really fun investigation.
Yes, it was. What was one of your favorite things, Cynthia?
Well, I don't know. I mean, for getting to experience the place for the first time, I mean, I couldn't go the actual first time I wanted to because we had hit Randolph County Infirmary the weekend after, so I was kind of low on funds.
No,
but it was the whole vibe of the place is it's just really different. I mean, there's no evil vibe to it. There's no bad vibe to it. It's just it's almost calming except for maybe one or two rooms.
Mm-hmm.
And I think my two favorite times were the first one, walking past that stinking Christmas tree closet and jumping when I thought I saw something and there was nothing there.
Yep.
And then the second one was sitting down on the stage while you guys were up on the balcony when we were playing with that new ITC app that I have and asking it to say happy birthday to Kim, and you hear this little itty bitty voice, happy birthday.
Yeah.
Clear as a bell.
Clear as a bell.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting.
When we were setting up all the electronics that night, everything started going berserk from the get-go. I mean, that baby monitor, literally, I saw that red light go on and off numerous times. And we had the camera on in the attic. There was nothing touching it. It was insane in the best way.
Yep.
Yeah. Leslie, what were your thoughts?
The happy birthday was right at the beginning for me when I got there. And I had been there 2 previous times. The first time I really didn't feel anything. The second time I was with Kim and Allison, and that's when the music box continuously went off, and you just felt the hair on your neck stand up like someone was there. Allison got sick. And then so the third time, it's kind of like Kim was saying there, I think they just got used to us.
Mm-hmm.
And the second time I was there with Kim and Allison, we thought it was a little girl. And then now this third time, Cynthia set up that speaker that weighs 500 pounds and
Yeah.
crossed happy birthday, a girl's voice.
Yeah.
And that astounded me. And then for the rest of the night, the attic kept going off. We went up to that scary room with the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Yep.
You guys.
Mannequin, the room with the mannequin, that
Yeah.
room was a bit creepy too. And that was the room where we kept hearing your name, Allison, clearly over and over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like she was attached to Allison, and the essed up method that you and Kim did, Allison, was crazy too. That was so spot on.
Yeah, the Estes, that worked really well.
Yeah, because I was sitting in the closet and she was at the other end at the doorway, so she couldn't hear what I was saying.
I couldn't even see you, even if I even wanted to open my eyes. I couldn't see you.
Yeah, no, that was
the character of that young girl really came out through that. She seemed kind of sassy and.
Well, it's funny you say that because the time before when we were there, my first time was when Jamie could see a little girl's spirit, and she told me at first to open up the door. We were all sitting out on the balcony. And so Jamie said, open the door, Erin, she can't get in. And then Jamie was laughing at her, and she said, I wish you guys could see this little girl. She's hilarious. She's got a great little spirit about her. So it's funny to me that, it's interesting that little girl theme kept going on,
April, what are your thoughts?
I love that every time we've gone there, we've gotten another layer of what's actually there. It seems like the more that we've been there, the more they've actually opened up and started interacting. The first couple times that we were there, we really weren't getting a whole lot of interaction, but I think they're getting more comfortable with us. And another thing I really like is that depending on the time of evening, the different types of hauntings seem to happen.
That is.
It's really, that's unique.
There was a definite feel for when it was done, like both times. Like it got kind of like the mood and the everything, the feeling just changed. And both times it was like, okay, so I think it's time to be done. And it was like 3 a.m. anyway. So.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. Cynthia, where did you go? There you are. I couldn't see you. I'm like, I don't know where she went. She has no head.
Right here.
Now she's trying to show me her boobies.
Oh, Lord.
Woo! Goodness, I gotta control myself. Shay, it's Thursday, okay? All right. Shay has some questions here for us. So, whoever wants to start first can go. It's a free-for-all. What's the best response or data you got?
I think for mine, it would have to be that happy birthday. That was clear as a freaking bell, and I can pull it up on the live feed that we did, and I can pull it up on my voice recorder, and you can hear it clear as a bell on both of them.
Yeah, it that was awesome. I mean, we could hear it. It was just crazy, some stuff we were getting.
Yeah, and Darren says the back room was the most interesting spot. No, Darren, at that night, it might have been, but the best spot we found is that balcony. We had more responses in that balcony than we did in the back. We did have some in the
where
back,
she was connected to me, and then it got a little perverted. And
yeah, but that balcony, it really, the last 2 times we've been there, it's been totally that little girl.
Yeah, it has been. She has really come full force into this. So it'd be fun. I mean, it's going to be interesting to figure out who she really is, because we've gotten a couple different names, and pinpoint like what her purpose is there and who she belonged to.
And I got to thinking, the reason she might be staying in the balcony, they used to have those dances there. They have wedding dances there. She liked to dance, so she stands in that corner and probably watches it all up there. And that's why.
And remember, Jamie said something about the little girl saying that she would get in trouble. Her dad would get, like, from running up and down the stairs and stuff. I bet it was from, you're right, Kim, from them being out on the balcony, probably trying to look at the weddings and the dresses and all that.
Mm-hmm. And she always liked to dance because Chad danced with her the second time.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
So,
Jamie said she likes twirling around her dress.
Yeah.
She wears dresses.
Yeah.
Twirling around with it.
So I think that's why she's out on the balcony a lot. That's why we always find her there.
Because she could probably watch whoever is performing on the stage, and so
That
she
too.
stands up there and, you know, and just whatever, and
no one could bother her up there. And
it's a thought. I remember not this last time, but the time before, where we were sitting up there, and I think Leslie was up there with us.
Yeah, Leslie was with us.
And we lost track of time. Like, literally, we were up there for like 2 hours, and we had no idea. It just felt like minutes.
Yeah, 10 minutes.
Yeah, that was insane because we were getting so many responses from her. But then I know later on we had that stern man kind of show up.
And he said his name was Edward over the spirit box.
Yeah.
We got quite a few names. We got an Emma. We got an Emily that prefers to be called M.
Yeah.
That was in the back room. We've got an Edward. And then Bob came across once. And then I think it was a John that came across. Don't know where all these names fit in or not. But those are the names that came across that I found so far.
Yep.
Well, that's what's good about having April there. She knows a lot of the history. I think April said, isn't there an Edward there, April, that lived there or ran it or something?
Yeah, April. They're talking about an Edward was one of the originals, right?
Right, yeah. Edward and Sarah Townsend lived on the top floor.
So, yeah, he lived on the top floor.
And wasn't Emma, wasn't she the one that put the money in for the women's club to actually, the seed money to get it started?
Yeah. Emma was the founder of the women's club,
Yep, she put up the money in order to secure the location.
So we're slowly coming up with names that match the history and everything, but we just got to find a little bit more evidence. I'll tell you, listening to my recorder for 13 hours up in the attic.
Did you get the little fluttering noises from the bat?
No. But I heard ambulances, I heard Harleys, I heard cars and trucks, and but we have one part on the recorder we did catch. It sounds like somebody's walking up the stairs, and then for 20 minutes you hear banging around upstairs, and then you hear them walking down the stairs, but you never hear the door open or shut.
Interesting.
And then all night long there was some kind of banging going on all the time up there. Different kinds of bangs.
Wow.
That's cool.
Wow.
But 13 hours of listening, it's like, oh my gosh.
So you guys were asleep while this was all going on?
Some of it.
I don't remember hearing any bangs throughout the night at any point.
No. You don't even hear us downstairs. But when we were setting up the cameras, you could hear us yelling at each other. Is that okay? You know, stuff like that. But other than that, you do not hear us investigate at all.
Yeah. We were sitting downstairs and we heard that large bang, but we thought maybe it was some ice or something falling because it was melting outside, but we couldn't really,
I never heard that on the recorder on upstairs at all.
That is so weird.
Oh.
That did not come across at all.
Yeah, that floor up in that attic, you would be able to hear somebody stomping around if, one of us had been up there.
Yeah, and like I said, I couldn't even hear us talking downstairs when we were investigating. I couldn't hear the music box going off or nothing, so.
Sorry. I was trying to, because they're telling me I'll be crawling home because I had a couple drinks. Darren's like, you'll be crawling home. And I said, nah. I put nah, and it changes to mama. So it's like, mama. Good Lord.
Wow.
Lord.
Darren had a question, and I kind of answered it because I think you did, April. But last time, didn't you play some period music? Some music that was... Yeah, I thought you did.
Yeah. Big band, Glenn Miller.
Yeah. Yeah. And I can't remember if the REM pod went off at that time or not. I can't remember.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
I thought it did shortly afterwards, but I'm not for sure.
Yep.
I do know they wanted us to leave them alone so they could play their card game.
Yeah. They wouldn't let us join in.
No,
Haven't heard women get in on anything.
Do any of you guys remember hearing the man's voice over the balcony?
I do. I remember hearing a man talking.
Yeah,
Right?
we were all down around the cameras, and we heard like a or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I do remember the man talking.
Yep.
And I didn't catch it on my recorders. Came
from upstairs on the balcony.
Yeah, and of course, dumbass me, the one time usually I'm pretty good about putting my recorder out. I forgot to put it out the whole night. I was like, are you serious? Kim had hers going, but I forgot mine. I'm like,
yeah, you must find that night too.
I didn't have any. I wanted her to share with me.
One of the things the first time I was there, the last time that surprised me, actually both times, was the physical feelings that I got. I had no idea that it would affect me that way. The energy. There were times going from room to room, both times, going from room to room where I would walk into one room, I'd be fine, but I would walk into a new room and all of a sudden it was like I could lay down and fall asleep right there. I was totally surprised by that. And the one time we were up in the conference room, I think, wherever, with the big table. Mm-hmm. The first time I was in that room, the first time I explored there, I was standing next to April, and I remember looking at her and asking her if they had heated floors in that room.
Yeah, I remember that.
She was like, I'd be surprised if they did up here. And I was like, well, can't you feel that? And she goes, what? I go, my feet, the bottoms of my feet are like burning. And I did have socks on, and I had super, super thick socks on, but I didn't have any shoes on. And so I even got down on my hands and knees to feel the floor because I thought for sure it was going to be warm, and it felt normal, just normal. But my feet were burning. It was crazy.
Oh my gosh. Erin's talking. I'm relaying this to April because April's on Messenger. So she was just talking about her feet burning the first time.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was interesting because I think my face was feeling hot. But I had that when we had the seance. And I was sitting there with Misty and stuff, and I'm like, holy hell, I feel like I'm burning alive. Like, I don't know. And it was actually almost in that same area where you were, Erin.
Yeah, that's what I remember somebody saying that's where you had sat, was right by like the chair I was standing by. But mm-hmm. I was so caught off guard by the physical feelings I kept having over and over and over. Just the chills. The minute we started talking about this tonight, all the hairs on my arms stood up.
Yeah.
So
I know.
The physical responses to it are pretty cool, but I didn't. At times it's not my body responding. That's like something's doing it to my body, you know.
Mm-hmm. And that's the same room. That's the same room. Cynthia was sitting at the table. Mm-hmm. And you were catching white lights by her feet.
Yeah.
On the canvas.
Yeah, I think April was, because I went to go check on April after her little stint. And I think that's where we were sitting in front of the cameras. I think I was sitting there. Maybe I was sitting with Erin. I don't remember. But there was like a ball of light that would come up by Cynthia's feet in that room where she was sitting at the table. It just
Wow.
kept flashing and flashing. Can't explain it. It wasn't up where the window was at. It was literally down on the ground by her feet, and it was a very bright light.
It was up off
It
of that
got
room
intense
that I
there for a
smelled
little
that
bit, for
flowery
sure.
smell too.
Mhm. Yeah, it was intense. It was weird. I don't know why, but you know. And then you thought you had seen like a shadow thing under the table there. I didn't quite
Yeah.
catch it on the. I mean, I didn't go back through Kim's live feed when I was on there, but I couldn't see it when I was looking through the screen. But sometimes I don't always see it, and then when we go back, we can see it. But yeah, I mean, that was odd, and
Yeah, it was really cool. I was kind of disappointed because everybody keeps talking about this crawler, and I never saw that. But
I didn't get to see it either.
I haven't got to see it yet, so
No,
I'm still
did.
waiting.
I could be the crawler for you.
Yeah.
The way I sneak around.
The wine.
Yeah, give me a few more glasses of wine. I'll be your crawler.
It wouldn't be hard. It wouldn't be hard for me the way I sneak around scaring people.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of, Kim has one of those black morph suits.
Oh
And
yeah.
she wore it to Farrar for a Halloween event.
that is
Oh, God.
Could you imagine?
And no one knew I was in it. And you know how everybody congregates in the gym to have pizza and stuff?
Yeah.
Well, I hung over the banister looking down and scared everybody.
no,
Make me
No.
shit my pants.
no.
So see you doing
That
yeah.
is, I think,
I'm
I
gonna
think
do
that
that one
is-
of these times at the isolation booth at Farrar when they do it, and
Oh shit.
have somebody go in, and I'll come out of the room and grab them.
Oh my gosh, you come out of the coal chute. Like have them sit in the chair and have them facing the doorway out, and then you're down in the very back of that coal chute, and then you come out in that morph suit behind them. Woohoo! That would be the kicker right there.
remind me never to go to Farrar with them again.
Oh,
There's always Melbourne.
Cynthia goes, remind me never to go to go to Farrar with them again.
No.
Melbourne's coming
That is-
up.
Yeah.
Malvern doesn't scare me.
But Darren's never been there.
Yeah, we can scare the hell out of Darren. I don't care about that. Okay, so this is my thing, okay? My worst phobia on a hunt, on an investigation, is having something coming crawling at me. Farrar, when we were there for the fundraiser for Will.
Mm-hmm.
When Roland and I were up in that classroom and Roland said, okay, it's time to come in, time to start class, I'm sitting on the floor with my back against the wall, right in between the doorway and the back chalkboard.
Mm-hmm.
And all I see are these little dark shadows coming crawling at me. I was out of that room so quick it wasn't even funny. So then I go, I'm out in the hallway with Kelly and everybody else going, okay, I'm good here. I'll be fine. No, he decides to go, okay, I still don't have everybody in here. And I'm sitting against the wall again, facing the auditorium doors, and here come shadows crawling at me. I'm like,
gosh.
oh, hell no, I am done.
Darren said that he was trying to get the crawler to come out, and you were threatening him if he did get it to come.
I was threatening him. I didn't. No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. If I have to see something either crawling across the floor, across the wall, or up the ceiling, nope.
Yep, I hear ya. I don't know if I could handle that either. Do you got something you want to share?
Oh, go ahead.
Nope, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say that's one of my biggest things with some of the upcoming stuff that we've got, because we've got Waverly Hills coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Randolph County. I was so ready at Randolph County to have something come crawling at me because that place is just insane.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you can ask April. That place is just absolutely insane.
We're going there with my cousins in October.
She's talking about Randolph.
Yeah.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah, no, I can hack seeing something coming at me that's standing upright, coming at me, crawling. Nope. I've seen way too many horror movies. I know how they end.
But guess what's going to be put in my kit from now on?
Oh gosh.
Oh Lord.
Little 4'11" black
Dwarf
shadow
shape.
figure coming at you.
Mental note to self: never go investigating with Kim again.
Yeah, too damn bad.
It's the black shadow with the beanie hat. We know it's
We'll
Kim.
come drag your ass.
Hey, we got to get back to Cedar Falls because I got some more experiments I want to try.
Oh.
Yeah.
You just
I
live
like
Are you drinking
I've got
some wine,
things
April?
I like to do there.
Oh my gosh. I'm like sitting here
I'd go
like
back
right
for
up
a
in your
third time for sure. I'd go back again.
Here, open up. No.
Especially with us
Gulp,
group
gulp,
right
gulp.
here. It seems like we get a lot of stuff going on.
We do. We get a lot of stuff going on. I feel like with this where we all went, because I mean we were pretty much all together the last couple times, and they pretty much respond a lot to it, I think. And
I think the bigger the group gets, the less they like when the Southern Gypsies were there, they said they weren't talking.
mm-hmm.
They weren't going to talk. They were going to feel us out, and then we came back,
Mm-hmm.
and then we came back again, and the more we come, the more stuff we're getting.
Yeah.
With
Well,
the
and the
smaller
bigger
groups.
group you have, the less they're going to want to
What's kind of
interact.
interesting
You know?
is when we were there the first time, when I was there with Steve and Billy, Steve had his SLS camera going, and we did capture 2 figures in the front parlor, but they were hiding behind the settee and like those wingback chairs.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like, oh crap, they can see us. What is happening? So,
Yeah.
you know,
April, is she talking about the room we sleep in?
as much
Yep.
as we were on our side.
Hold the F up.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Erin's like, is
Wait a
April
minute.
talking about the room we sleep in? She's like, hold the F up.
You never told me that.
She's like, you didn't tell me that.
Oh.
Oh, Erin.
You'll be fine.
Trust me, you got enough people around you. You'll be all right.
Yeah.
Shoot, me and Allison slept the first night up in the
Conference room.
where the crawler was, and we had no problem.
Yeah.
Nope.
Nope.
I really wanted to go back upstairs and sleep the last time we were there. I had the urge to go back up
No.
No, we wouldn't let you that night.
No. But excuse my French. Hell no.
Oh,
I was
gosh.
feeling like we should have made a ring around you, Allison, when we slept. So like we were protecting you all in our sleeping bags.
We should. Well, nah. We could have just put a salt ring around her, and she would have been fine.
There we go. That would have worked.
I got one little clip. I'm not for sure if you're going to be able to hear it real well from the attic. Let's see if it'll play for you.
Crickets.
I think it went too far.
Oh,
I was gonna say I don't hear nothing.
I hear static.
Yeah.
Leslie, while she's looking for it, what are your thoughts? Have you seen the crawler?
No, I remember when I was there with the Southern Gypsy, Misty did keep saying during the seance that there's a woman crawling
Mm-hmm.
on the hallway that, right, that led to the Christmas room. And April and Chad were zoned in on that hallway to see if they could, because, they had the grid lights on.
Yeah.
I had my back to it, so I was too terrified to turn around and look. But my feet, my ankles got very cold.
Oh.
And so I think that's why I was too scared to turn around. Because I knew if Chad and April started running, I was going to run too. But otherwise, I was fine feeling the cold, stuff like that. But yeah, so that's interesting that you saw white lights then and shadows too.
Yeah.
I don't know what that woman's problem is when she don't stand up.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe she's had too much wine.
Mama. Oh, I snorted, April.
I heard about that. They're talking about you when you snorted, and I was like, I heard about that. We're gonna be like the braless snorters or something of paranormal.
The braless snorting paranormal investigators.
What Stomach said.
Here's the ambulance I had to go through.
Oh yeah, I can hear it. I never did hear it when we were investigating.
It goes on for quite a while. I don't know where they were going.
I never heard it that night. I don't remember that going by.
I remember hearing the train a couple times, but that was...
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that too.
The hospital's a few blocks away.
Yeah. Didn't you write it down, Kim?
Huh?
Didn't you write it down?
Yeah. Well, I had it, and then it wouldn't play it.
Weird.
It's just some of the knocking that we were hearing up there.
Yeah. Another thing for
the
people,
ambulance is still going.
Jeez. For people that didn't see the live feeds, I mean, I did take a little recording of when the baby monitor, where it was shutting off, and then we'd ask it to turn back on, and then it would turn back on, and Kim would talk through the walkie, and then it would turn it back on, and then next thing you know, like when she's not even pushing the button for the walkie, you could hear her through the baby monitor, which was really bizarre. I don't know if you were there for it yet, Leslie.
Yes, I was there.
You were there? Okay, I couldn't remember if you were there
and
yet.
I also think Misty or the girls also said something about there used to be a drifter or a hobo that lived in the attic, or I don't know, but I don't know if that was, if I'm remembering that right or not. April might remember that, but I don't know.
Do you remember about a hobo or something living in the attic?
We haven't found any information about that.
'Cause, I mean, I know when we went up there the first time, looking at that little open area that Cynthia didn't really care for, something was just telling me that, I'm not human, but it wasn't like a bad thing. And then, Cynthia, you thought maybe it was an elemental?
I think it was. I think it was an elemental spirit.
Yeah, because they just kept saying, I'm not human.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like anything that was like threatening, like you or anything like that, but just more. But it was just weird, all that stuff that was going on up there.
Yeah. See if you guys can hear this.
Okay.
Can you say happy birthday to Kim? It's her birthday. Happy birthday.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, I heard it.
Yeah, I caught that. That's the one I actually caught on the live. But I'd have to go back through because my flipping digital recorder reset.
Oh,
I'd have to go back and find it on my digital recorder.
Oh gosh.
But yeah, it was just that stuff like that just amazed me that night.
Yeah. Darren's asking, did the attic turn out that night? I know you can't investigate up there. I think he wants to know if there was activity up there. I'm assuming that's what he's meaning. But, I mean, we just set a camera up there with, like, a walkie, and we set up some, like, a candle and the...
Set our candle up there. I set the...
like, the vibration sensor.
Yeah, the vibration sensor. And it was going off all night long. It would go off about every time I'd hear the bang or something, the vibration thing was going off.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, like I said, we had the walking and stuff. The vibration would go off. We had the periscope up there too. Yeah. But it never went off.
I don't remember the periscope going off. I think this is a question for you, Cynthia. I think Shay's asking, how can you tell? I'm wondering if she's meaning, like, how can you tell it was an elemental?
Elementals have a different feel to them than a normal human spirit. Elementals have never been human as per se. They're a lot older. They're a lot. They're attached to the land. They're attached to quote unquote the elements. That's why they're called elementals. But it had a different feel to it. It did not feel like it was ever a human spirit. It felt a lot older than that.
Mm-hmm. Now, see, Cynthia wasn't there when the gypsies was there, and that's exactly the same thing the gypsy said.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Steve was getting what they were picking up too.
Yeah.
So.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Which is pretty cool. I mean.
Yeah. I don't know exactly. It's hard to actually pinpoint and put your finger on what it is, but it's just that feeling, it's like when you see a photo, you can tell kind of by the looks of it how old it is, but if you feel it and hold it in your hands,
the
photos have a certain kind of feel to them. This one's kind of like the same thing. It has a different feel to it.
Yeah. Shay wants to know if they feel heavier. I didn't really feel a heaviness up there, but it just felt different.
Well,
I don't know how to explain it.
I think I understand what she's trying to say, and it's not heavy as in dark heavy. It's more of they have a thicker energy to them. They have it's like holding a bowling ball and holding a feather, They have they have a heavier feel to them. They have a more powerful feel to them. They have a more powerful energy to them. So yeah, technically in those terms, yes, they have a heavier energy. It's just not a darker, heavier energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you might explain that to April because she didn't hear it.
Oh shit. Yeah, like I could. They're talking about the what a elemental feels like, and she said it's kind of like holding a feather in a bowling ball. It's not like a darker energy, like a thicker energy in that sense, but feels a little bit thicker than a normal.
Yeah, spirit. I would say it's got a different vibration, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
We thought about going back there the night of the expo, but Cynthia has to be up the next morning early, so that wouldn't work. Because we'd already be there.
I know.
I don't have to be there till 10 o'clock. Come on, guys. We can still do this. My sister's coming with me this time.
There you go.
Yeah, no, I definitely do want to get back in there, though, because, number one, I actually want to brave myself up enough to sit in that stinking closet with the Christmas trees in it.
If I can do it, you can do it.
I can do it. It's just I don't know what spooked me so bad about that one room that night, because it's like
in there.
I've been able to walk through hallways just fine. There's been a couple of times where walking past a doorway has totally just unnerved me. And one of them was in Malvern when I went to go past the doorway and I caught out of the corner of my eye about a 6'5" dark black shadow. Ooh. And it was in the bathroom right diagonal from the Shadow Man's room.
Oh, uh-huh.
So I was like,
oh, your bathroom.
Oh, shit. That's the bathroom where I have all my issues.
Yep. And then the other one was that stinking closet with the Christmas trees.
April goes, well, I didn't mean those kind of issues. Like potty issues. I meant like spin your head around, eyes in the back of your head issues.
Yeah.
That's crazy that you actually saw that in there.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah.
She's the only one it has. No one else that we've taken down there with you has ever seen anything in that room.
No. Yeah.
And it was funny because it was right inside the doorway. So, I mean, I saw it. I turned around to double take and make sure it was there, and it was gone.
Yeah.
Isn't that the same room that Roland scared himself in the mirror?
I think so.
I think it was.
Oh, gosh.
It's either that one or the one right before it.
Yeah, he turned around and there he was in the mirror and scared himself.
That was absolute classic because, okay, so for Leslie, him and Taylor were down there and they were doing a flashlight experiment. They had the laser grid going. This is the Shadow Man hallway in Melbourne. I'm in the kitchen with Angie, and Pat and Heidi are upstairs. And they had just come downstairs and they were going to start heading for that hallway. Well, Roland was walking down towards the Shadow Man room and he thought he heard something in one of the bathrooms. So he takes a turn in there and he doesn't have a flashlight on him. Of course, all he's got is a cell phone, so all you see is the glow on your face, right?
Oh, shit.
And so he's in the bathroom and he's asking if anybody was in there with him and he thought he heard a noise. Well, he turned over and all he sees is this floating head. So all Angie and I hear from the kitchen, because we're watching the static cams, it's, oh, Jesus Christ. And I am dying, just absolutely dying. It was his reflection in the mirror.
Oh, geez. She's talking about the mirror where he got scared in the mirror. And his head was like floating. Looked like it was floating.
It was hilarious. I think I was on the floor for about a good 3 minutes. I couldn't even get up. I was laughing so hard.
Oh, gosh. I haven't even done that yet. That's something I would probably do, but I haven't done that yet.
Oh, he's managed to do it to himself a few times, and it was so funny. It's so funny when he does it because it's like he's so focused on what he's doing, and he had that childlike innocence of, I'm going to find this out. And all of a sudden, you hear him scream like a girl.
Oh, gosh.
No, we definitely got to get back in there with us girls and try to catch her more. Because, like I said, I've got a lot more experiments I want to try.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a few things I'd like to do.
Especially up in the attic, since we can't investigate. I'm going to put more than one camera up there.
I think there needs to be more angles to it, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be really interested to see what happens, like, from the get-go of starting to set up your equipment, Kim, because I feel like that's all it took was us just trying to get it. Just like you guys had just come downstairs from the attic, basically, and then boom, shit just went crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was like, oh, wait, hey, they can see us. Let's play a little,
When Kim was there, Kim was talking into the walkie-talkie, and it was off, but you could hear it in the other one.
You can hear that on the recorder. I do not know what happened with that recorder. I've never had a walkie-talkie do that before.
Mm-hmm.
But it was shut off. It wasn't even, we weren't even pushing the button, but my voice was traveling up to the attic and through the baby monitor, and that's what we were hearing was through the baby monitor.
Yeah.
You can hear it on the walkie-talkie. So it had to have been the recorder, but I don't know what was making it screw up like that, because we've never had them screw up like that before.
No.
But that was at the same time that the baby monitor was going on and off.
Yeah, they kept shutting it off on us and turning it back on.
Was just playing with us, I feel like. Something like knew we were setting up and was, I feel like they were testing us. Like, let's see if we can scare these chicks and get them out of here.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't work. So.
Not gonna happen.
You ain't gonna scare us away. Sorry.
Nope. I don't care what happens. I don't care if I turn into Zool.
Did. Shit. Almost did.
Yeah.
Had April and I not got you outside, you probably would have.
Yeah. If we wouldn't have got you outside, you would have.
I actually had a dream that I was sitting here doing the show, and I had one of my episodes.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
I got you on speed dial, Cynthia.
Fly out of somebody's ass that night. I'm not even lying. That was insane.
What'd you say? You said you wouldn't have been surprised if monkeys flew out the ass?
I really thought I was going to see monkeys fly out of somebody's ass. Honestly, I was like, I don't know. what's going on, but if monkeys start flying out of her ass, I'm not going to be surprised at this point.
I hope no monkeys fly out of my ass.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything that can cover that one.
Yeah, April was holding you up. She was hoping nothing flew out.
I mean, I've got stuff to cover the rest of it, but yeah, flying monkey, yeah, no.
Oh, come on.
I don't even think Imodium would work on that.
Plug that hole. Find something to plug that hole. Maybe we can use Michelle. Okay, Michelle Belanger was on our show one time. She told us what object you don't want to be haunted, and she said a butt plug. Maybe you could just use a haunted butt plug. Then no monkeys will come out.
Oh, Lord.
Okay.
Now Kim's going to go buy a case of those.
We're going down the rabbit hole again.
Oh, hell.
Hey, that took almost an hour. That's good. That's good for us. We're really to get bad.
That's true. It didn't take us that long at the women's club.
No. Semen, holes. You name it. We discussed it. I have tears coming down my I knew it.
I'll try to remember the holy water next time.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, Darren says that's easy to do, and I'm not sure what he's implying there. And how would he know? Yeah, Darren, how would you know?
Yeah.
She said it's the Wizard of Oz, but X-rated.
Oh, God.
Good night, Shay.
Night, Shay. Thanks for joining us tonight. Oh, gosh. Gotta catch my breath.
No. Holes? No, I'm not going to use holy water to fill her holes.
No.
Good Lord. Darren. Gosh.
There's plenty of semen, I'm sure, somewhere around.
They said there's plenty of semen around that could probably fill my holes.
Can't breathe.
Oh, Lord.
Next time we go, we're putting you in the sailor suit and see.
Oh, gosh. Macho man.
Yeah.
For what?
Matt, that hole. God. Okay.
People are gonna listen to this and last like 5 minutes is just solid like laughing. They're gonna be like, what the hell?
Oh.
You gotta have fun sometimes. You gotta liven up, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Have some fun.
Yeah.
It doesn't all have to be like to the point, straight to the T every time.
Yeah.
So,
They need to go check out our live feeds because in one of our live feeds we did this too up in the balcony.
Oh yeah, I know, right?
We'd get to laughing.
That's all right. I get to pick on Darren next weekend because he's actually going to be in Cedar Falls. So
Well, so are we. We're going to be there.
We're gonna come visit.
sweet.
nice.
I know.
So maybe we'll have to do dinner afterwards or something together.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
I'm coming up
Yeah,
for the
we're
day
talking about
at least
Cedar
on
Falls.
Saturday.
Woohoo.
That's when we'll be there Saturday.
Yeah, we're gonna come up Saturday.
Okay,
I'll be there
good.
all weekend.
Sweet.
Well, I live here, so y'all can come up anytime.
There you go.
I know. I told Kim,
You
I'm
got
like, well,
semen?
we're up there too late.
You
We can
got
just stay with my aunt
semen.
and uncle.
How's the semen situation at your house?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a couple of them running around here.
Oh, Lord.
I'll see you Saturday.
I can grab some butt plugs if y'all are interested.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there we go.
I'm good.
Kim's like, okay.
A good thing April can't hear us.
They're talking about grabbing some butt plugs and
Just hook up with me.
she's just sitting here chilling with her wine. I'm jealous. Should have brought my glass over here. Didn't even think about it. Well, I wasn't sure if I had to.
Special sippy cup.
I wasn't sure if I had to drive to North Liberty in the morning. I'm kind of on call, so I'm either working here in town or I'm going to be working in North Liberty tomorrow. So I have to be there at 7:30.
Well, come say hi if you're in North Liberty.
Okay, I will.
Yay.
We'll see. We have a girl who's due anytime, so they're like, we might need you to come up here and work. I'm like, okay. So we'll see.
That's all right. You could have my situation. I have a girl with a bum knee and I have a girl with a bum foot, and both of them are working light duty.
Oh, gosh. That sucks.
Yes.
I'm not even
So
assisting yet.
Sit here and try and make sure that they can still work and not have to put them off work.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh, Jesus, Darren. Here we go with that damn ghost lube.
We forget the ghost lube.
He's like, bring the ghost lube. That was another podcast. I don't know how we got on that about ghost lube and all this other stuff. Oh, good grief.
I don't remember even what show that one was.
Yeah. Ghost lube for our butt plugs.
Y'all will get the chance to pick on him on Saturday.
We need our own ghost hunting store.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. We'd make some damn good money.
Yep.
We would. It'd
Right.
be great.
Make a paranormal kink.
They're saying we should have our own ghost store and be like paranormal.
I mean,
kink.
I did just buy a cricket machine, guys. I can make all kinds of crazy stuff.
Oh, Lord.
Erin says she can make all kinds of stuff. She bought some.
Yes, she can. She's pretty crafty.
Get us some corn cobs. Oh, no. I had to go there. I just had to go there.
These poor people that are listening to this are going to sit there and go, okay. These bitches are crazy.
Yep.
Well,
That's another thing I could take next time is a pipe.
What a good time.
You never know. One of them might have smoked.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
We could use it as a trigger object, maybe.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, my grandpa has a bunch of pipes.
Yeah, bring a
What's that
couple
rope
of pipes.
I can bring.
There you go. Bring it.
I
Okay.
I got you.
I could think of several other pipes we could bring, but we're crazy enough. We don't need those.
What?
No.
Huh?
No.
Hi,
It was
ghost
just a
girls with
thought.
paranormal lube. Ghost lube. Butt plugs. We need to be sober as we can.
Yeah, unfortunately, some of us have random UAs every once in a while. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
If y'all serious though, I do like my butt plug pink. Just saying.
There we go. Okay. We'll make sure to get you a pink one. My thing just switched to last week's show. I'm sitting here and I was gonna well it is 8:00, but Darren's like, this was fun. I was gonna answer him. The next thing I know, I look down and it's on last week's show and I'm like, what? I'm like, I don't know. I didn't do anything.
No, I still see this week's show up.
Yeah, I don't know why mine changed, but it did.
Her phone's wacky.
It's wacky. Okay. All right, so before we wrap things up, let's go through here and just kind of, I'll start with April and I'll work my way around so we can just, what is your next investigation? What do you got planned?
Oh, golly. Probably the women's club again.
Women's Club?
Yep.
Oh, sauce. Yeah, that place is pretty cool. That place is pretty cool. I really want to get back there, yeah.
Yeah, we'll just have to get some money and talk to April and set up a date for all of us that works for all of us.
Yeah,
Yep,
absolutely.
that goes with anyone listening. Just reach out, let me know.
Yep. And where can they find you, April?
Well, I can send you guys the flyer that we put together.
Sure.
You can put it on your Facebook page.
Absolutely. That'd be awesome. Yeah.
Contact information on there.
Yep. We can do that. We can do that. Absolutely. Cynthia, what do you got lined up?
Let's see. We have, of course, the Psychic and Paranormal Expo in Cedar Falls next weekend. It is Saturday and Sunday. Saturday is 10 to 6, Sunday is 10 to 5. After that, April 24th, I believe, is HauntCon in Omaha. And after HauntCon, I am going to go to Louisiana for a while, and with a bunch of people, and we're going to go to the Myrtles Plantation, Oak Alley, and then go wander around New Orleans for a little bit.
I know, you lucky bitch.
I'm little. I can fit in the suitcase.
Yeah, she's talking about going to New Orleans and stuff. That's one of the places I want to go. You lucky bitch.
And then after that, let's see, we've got Waverly Hills in the works. We've got Malvern in the works. I'm trying to get a couple other places in so that I can get the boys some investigating time too this summer.
Mm-hmm.
I just have to get Taylor better and Emmett free.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I loved Emmett.
I know.
Yep.
Love Emmett.
And then let's see, what else is there? Probably a couple other expos in there too, but yeah, we've got a pretty busy summer.
Yeah, you do. Holy cow. Leslie, what you got lined up?
Not much. I mean, if you guys do the Women's Center again, I saw something about Harar going on.
Yeah, they got a study hall coming up here. I can't remember the date yet.
Yeah,
Is it like
and then
the
I'll
first
be in
weekend of May or something at Farrar?
I think so. I think it's the first weekend of May.
Yeah, it's not too far. And then I'm going to HauntCon, and then hopefully Malvern in August.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
you're coming to Malvern.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been, so.
We're gonna pop your cherry.
Another one we can bring you.
Yep.
That's all right.
Yep.
We're gonna break you in.
Ooh. Ghost lube.
We'll make sure we have plenty of the ghost lube.
I'm sensitive. No.
She's talking about being sensitive and ghost lube.
But so far, that's it. I'd like to get something going with Mike, but I don't know if we're going to get anything going this summer.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. Erin's still laughing at us. Erin, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna tag along with April, or are you gonna venture out?
I definitely want to do the women's club again. I feel like it's kind of like my home base.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never been to Malvern. I would be really interested in going there if you guys are going. And then I know in the fall, April and I and some people were talking about going to the squirrel cage.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That was a good.
You can tag along with April. Come to Melbourne with us.
Yeah.
Oh, Kim, you're so sweet.
Well, we're related. She kind of has to take me.
Yeah.
Oh, April didn't hear that.
She married my brother.
Erin says you kind of have to take her since you're related now. So.
That's fair.
All right. So before we wrap things up here, I'm just going to give a quick shout out to everybody who was in chat. We had Shay, Darren, myself, Kim, Cynthia, Nico, Matt. I did see Eye of the Beholder up there. They were in chat, but they were up there. So thank you for listening. Thank you everybody who was in chat and participating. Thank you to everybody who was not in chat but listening. We appreciate each and every one of you. Next week we have Keith Evans. He is an author and he's also a paranormal investigator. So make sure you tune into that. He's going to be talking about Victorian homes and he kind of wants to preserve them and about, I believe his book is called Hayes House. ghosts are people too. So stay tuned for that. And then I want to thank all the ladies for being on tonight. It was super fun. Got to have some laughs in. We did some serious stuff. We talked a little bit about, we kept it straight there for a little while.
Till the end.
Till the end.
We were good till the end.
Yeah, exactly. You got to have some fun. You got to laugh a little.
Oh, yeah, this was a blast.
And if we do the women's club again, we'll probably have to have them on again to discuss what we find again.
I know. Well, it's just adding up. It's like I feel like things are going to start to kind of come together.
I think the more and more that us girls go, they're opening up more to us women than they were the guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do.
I do too. I don't know if it's just maybe they're timid against guys.
That could be. If it's a little girl, she could be a little timid with guys.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And she's opening up more to us.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if we can get the rest of them and finally get to see this crawler I haven't got to see yet. Everybody else has.
I know.
I'm never in the right spot.
Smoke a little wacky tobacco before you go, and then you might see the crawler.
I'd almost be afraid of what else she'd see.
You might be taking me outside.
Right? That's all right. I'm prepared.
You'll probably be taking me outside and locking me out.
We can do that too.
You can stay out there. You can stay out there with the guy who likes to pee in the driveway or whatever.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
I'm glad I didn't see that. I probably would have made a comment.
Oh, another thing I heard on the recorder up there.
Yeah?
They were having fun time. You could hear them at the bars
you could?
once in a while.
Oh, geez. I didn't hear that.
Because I thought, well, did we catch a voice? Oh, no, it's them at the bars.
Oh, jeez.
Go figure.
Oh, jeez. All right. Well, like I said, thank you, everybody that was listening and joining in the chat. Thank you for all of our guests tonight. It was a blast. And
Thanks for having us.
Yes, and I can't wait to meet up with you ladies again real soon.
See y'all next week.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Thank you for listening to REP Paranormal and Friends. Be sure to check out Kim and Allison on Facebook at REP Paranormal Busters.